Hello and welcome to the campus of Avon High School here on Hendricks Regional Health Stadium for today's freshman football matchup between your Avon Orioles and the Westfield Shamrocks. My name is Lec Zorn and I'll be bringing you all the action. We're up to week 7 of the Indiana high school football season, and we've got, it's hard to believe that only 2 weeks left of the regular season before we start the playoffs 2 weeks from Friday. On Friday night, the varsity teams of these two teams played. You know, Westfield has been one of the most improved programs of the state in recent years. Last year, they won the Class 5A state championship and were forced as a result to move up to Class 6A this year, where they've had mixed results so far. On Friday night, Avon was victorious in the varsity game by a score of 24-6. And now today we're going to get a look at the future of these two programs that represent two of the most lovely and fastest growing communities here in the Indianapolis suburbs. So it's great to be here. As always, we have just almost perfect weather today. You know, for about the last week of September, we had scorching weather. It was 6 consecutive days in the 90s, and it leveled off. It did get a little bit on the hot side today with a high of up to 79. Now it's 77 under a mostly clear sky. So, you know, unfortunately for the Avon fans, they're in the shade here on the home side of the bleachers. Over in the visiting side of the bleachers, the Cascade fans are in the sunlight, but at least it's not quite as hot as it has been in a lot of the recent games here. So, anyway, the Avon varsity team is 5-2 now. And last year, after losing star quarterback Brandon Peters, the Orioles struggled to a relatively mediocre, by their standards, 6-5 record, which was actually their worst record of the decade. However, this year it looks like they're going to easily surpass that. They're 5-2 with 2 regular season games that they should win against Zionsville and Noblesville. We'll be talking about those a little later on. And now the Orioles enter the field to get a nice ovation from this crowd. We have about maybe 150 fans here in the home bleachers, about 30 on the other side. They did have a very long way to come from Westfield in that awful 465 traffic. So, and we'll probably have some fans arrive late here. So, certainly it's our hats off to all the fans from Westfield who did make the long journey down here, especially in the kind of traffic that you typically have getting in here. And I'll tell you, this is my 6th season of high school football commentary, and I really have it down to a science. Based on where I'm going, I know what time I have to leave. And at that, we will pause for the national anthem. Well, thank you to Avon for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. You know, I just read today that the NBA has announced that they are not going to allow players to kneel for the national anthem this season. and which I think is a good move. And I just feel like this thing. Well, in fact, I don't just feel. I know. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves as far as declining TV ratings and booing fans and just the domination of media coverage. It's just been very bad for the NFL. I think the league should have, when Colin Kaepernick announced he was going to kneel for the national anthem, the league should have said it wasn't going to be allowed, and that any social activism was prohibited by as long as players were in their uniform and as long as they're in a setting in which they're representing the team. And I mean, the NFL should also make clear they're not trying to run players' lives and that they are free to engage in social and political activism, but on their own time, not the league's. And this, is just. And I think that there are some good intentions among the protesting players. I just think they're completely going about it in the wrong way. Police brutality is a legitimate issue, but kneeling for the national anthem just creates a feeling that you're against the country, and it defeats the purpose. So anyway, kickoff is brought up to the 26 to start off the game. So your Avon Orioles will be going first on offense. 9-minute quarters here in Indiana high school football. 6:04 your time of the day. Yesterday, in case you missed it, the tournament pairings were announced. I will be talking about that at halftime. Your Avon Orioles got a very favorable draw. Certainly, it helps that they're out of the sectional of death with Ben Davis, especially as good as Ben Davis is this year. We'll talk more about that at the half, though. So now lining up for Avon, we've got Jacob Connors and Carmelo Michael to the left, two more receivers to the right, one running back, quarterback in shotgun, high snap, but he hands it off, takes it up past the 30, 35, breaks a tackle, gets it up to about the 35. He might have the first down. He's going to be within a yard at least. That was Clay Peters there on the run. Yeah, they do give him the first there. So good start to the offense for Avon today. So now two receivers to the left, two to the right. Peters the running back. Quarterback in shotgun. High snap, but he gets it. Hands it off, and he fumbles, and the quarterback falls on it, so it saves it for Avon. So that was nice awareness there by Henry Hessen, the quarterback for Avon. Already good size at 6'1", 175, so who knows, how big he'll grow to. Certainly, the success of Brandon Peters here at Avon could have a lot of long-term positive consequences for this program. And it could, really, help turn Avon into, one of those schools that's just known for its standout quarterback. So now Connors and Michael over to the left, one receiver to the right, Hessen in shotgun. And now and he's got it up to about, that's Henry Hessen complete is his pass to Remington Gall. Gall is 6 feet 140, definitely needs to bulk up a little bit, but looked good on that play. So now two receivers to the right, one to the left. Peters the running back. Hessen in shotgun, 7:34 to go and counting here in the first quarter. No score at Avon. Now a handoff there, and we got a flag there. He handed it off to Peters, who gets it up for about 3 or 4. And we got to see what the flag is all about. So let's see here. So it's going to be a face mask against the Shamrocks. Westfield, one of three teams one of three high schools that I know of in the state of Indiana that have a distinctly Irish name, along with the Cathedral Fighting Irish and the Cloverdale Clovers. So now two receivers to the right, one to the left. Now Hessen fakes the pass, and he's brought down for a sack. So good awareness there by the Westfield defense coming off that penalty, and they bring Hessen down for a loss of about 2. Well, yeah, as usual, we have, like I always say whenever I come here to Avon, and hold that thought. So now we've got Connors and Michael to the left, and then one receiver to the right, Peters, the running back. Hessen in shotgun. Hessen gets a high snap, and then he runs with it himself. He's past the 35, 30, 25, and drags tackler with him up to about the 22. He does have the first down with 6:19 to go here. But yeah, like I say, every time I come here to Avon, it seems like there are at least 3 sporting events going on. There's a soccer game, boys soccer at the soccer field adjacent here to the football stadium, and then it looks like there's some kind of soccer practice at the at a practice field to my immediate right. So 6:04 now. 2 receivers to each side. Peters the running back. Hessen in shotgun. High snap. And now Peters throws into the end zone. He's got a man open. Touchdown! Wallace Stovall there on a 24-yard pass from Henry Hessen, and Avon opens the scoring with 5:48 to go here in the first quarter. So the overall, with the exception of that fumble, which fortunately was recovered by the Orioles, they had a near perfect first drive. So now on the kick here, we have Sam Miller. It is up, and it is good. And should be noted that I'm almost 100% certain that Sam Miller is the only girl I've ever commentated in football. So glad to see that she hit that extra point there. And we have had a few female kickers here in Indiana high school football over the years. Not many, but enough that it's not an extraordinary occurrence when it happens. But it's the first time it's happened. For me, I've commentated 65 varsity games and probably by now about 15 to 20 junior varsity and freshman games. But anyway, so the first score comes with 5:48 to go here in the first quarter. Hessen 24 yards to Stovall. So now, Orioles set to kick off here. It's fielded at about the 18, bobbled, but then picked up, brought up to the 25, and brought down at about the 26. .541 is the time remaining here in the first quarter. Westfield trying to respond to that outstanding first drive by the Orioles. So Westfield lines up. Their quarterback is Nick Talley, 5'9", 126, another guy they need to get in the weight room. And the handoff goes over to the 25. 30, breaks a tackle, gets up to about the 32. That was Jack Pfeiffer there on the carry. 5'6", 158. I almost said a 5'6" freshman. That goes without saying because this is a freshman game. So, usually in the varsity and junior varsity games, I commentate there as Pfeiffer gets up for about 2. But anyway, the point is I'm so accustomed to, giving the players class that, and then it's like, oh, yeah, this is a freshman game. You don't need to do that. It goes without saying everybody's a freshman. So now 3rd and 2 at the 34. So 2 carries, 8 yards there by Pfeiffer. Got Joey Wolf lined up to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Now Pfeiffer gets the ball. He drives forward. He tries to get the first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short, which will bring up about 4th and 1. Clock is stopped now with 4:25 to go here in the first quarter at Avon. I just saw somebody wearing a Western Illinois University shirt. You know, they're the Leathernecks. I still have to look up what a Leatherneck is. One of the more unusual names in major college sports. So 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback sneak. They do go for it bravely. And I think they got it. Yes. First down, Westfield. So nice job there by Nick Talley to get the first down. And brave call by the Shamrocks going for it. You do tend to see more going for it on 4th and more going for it, when it would not be considered 4-down territory normally in JV and freshman ball where there's less to lose. So now handoff to Pfeiffer. He takes it on to the far right side of the field. Only picks up about 1 though. He ran all the way down to look for some room and just didn't get much. So the clock continues ticking with 3:45 to go. So now takes the handoff. Pass complete there to Joey Wolf at the 45. So that's going to be a gain of about 5 there for the Shamrocks. It's placed at their own 46. 3:13 to go and counting. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Talley in shotgun. Pfeiffer the running back. We have Aiden Franzen and Lyle Beam lined up. And now handoff there to Pfeiffer, and he gets up for maybe 2, so it's going to be 4th and short. They went for it on 4th and 1 earlier on this drive. Got it on a quarterback sneak by Talley. Let's see what they do this time. 4th and 2. It looks like they are going to go for it. So they got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pfeiffer, the running back, fakes the handoff to Pfeiffer, throws a screen pass complete. He's got the first down and more. That was Aiden Franzen. He takes it up to about the Avon 44. So the clock stops now with 2:33 to go here in the first quarter. Avon leading by a score of 7-0. So 2 receivers to the left. And over to Pfeiffer, who takes it over to the right side, but might have gotten just 1. $1:57 to go in the first quarter. Avon leading 7-0. Now we've got Carson Voorhis and Joey Wolf lined up to the left. Pfeiffer, the running back. Fakes the handoff to Pfeiffer. Talley, and he throws, but it's incomplete. I think he rushed it a little bit. The intended receiver was Carson Voorhis, but it was just too low. So the clock stops, 3rd and 10, 1:38 to go here in the first quarter. So now we have Voorhis to the left, Wolf to the right. Now Kyle Pape lining up to the left as well. Pfeiffer in the backfield. Talley gets it. Dodges a sack, and it goes over to his right, but he is sacked again on second effort. So that'll bring up 4th and long. Loss of about 4 yards or so. So now looks like the Shamrocks will punt after 2 consecutive 4th down conversions on that opening drive, both in their own territory. So a very high snap. It was almost over his head. He does get it off, though, and it's caught at about the 17, right up to the 20, and he's knocked out of bounds around the 22 or 23, so a short return there by the Shamrocks, or by the Orioles, excuse me. So 1:16 to go there in the first quarter. Now Avon will try to pad its 7-0 lead. So now two receivers to each side. Hessen in shotgun. Drops back. Screen pass complete at the 21 up to the 25-30. And he's going to be very close to the first down. That was Antoine Wade there for the Orioles. 5'9", 140. 44 seconds to go here in the quarter. They give him credit for 8. Very pleasant breeze coming into the press box here. Two receivers to each side for the Orioles. 21 seconds to go in the quarter. Now handoff to Wade. He breaks through the line, and he gets up to about the 40. He's got the first down and more. So the clock stops to move the chains with 10 seconds to go. Ball marked right at the 40. And they're going to let the first quarter run out. So after one period of play here at Avon, your Avon Orioles lead the visiting Westfield Shamrocks 7-0 here on audiosportsonline.com. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcasts. They're conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone number is 317-243-2372. That's 317-243-2372. And they're open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at reynoldsbodyshop.com. Well, back here at Avon, we're about to start the second quarter with your Avon Orioles leading the Westfield Shamrocks 7-0 in varsity football action. Avon scored with 5:48 to go in the first quarter on a 24-yard touchdown pass from Henry Hessen to Wallace Stovall. And then female kicker Sam Miller added the extra point to bring us to our current score of 7-0. So now the Orioles have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 40. They line up to the with 3 receivers to the right, Jacob Connors, Remington Gall, and Carmelo Mitchell. I've called him Michael earlier. It's Mitchell. I apologize, with the unusual spelling of Mitchel. So now Henry Hessen got plenty of time. He rolls out and he runs with it. He's got the first and goes out of bounds just past the 50. So nice awareness there by Hessen. He had good protection a lot of time, but he didn't have anybody open, so he took it himself, and he moves the chains for the Orioles on the first play here of the second quarter at Avon. A scorching hot day, but they give him a better spot than I expected at the 47. So now we've got got Mitchell to the right, Stovall to the left, Wade the running back, Hessen in shotgun, hands off to Wade, he takes it past the 45, cuts over to the forward, and then gets past the 40 up to about the 37. So another first down, I believe, for the Orioles. It's going to be within a foot. Yes, he did get the first. They don't even measure. Oh, they give him a little better. They give him a little more, a little bit of a better spot than I thought. So it's at the 36 now. So now Stovall to the left, Mitchell to the right, Wade the running back, Hessen in shotgun. The snap, hand off to Mitchell, takes it to the left, get past the 36, then cuts forward, and he gets past the 30, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds, I think, around the 27 or so. He's going to be very close to the first down. So, last year, Jarrett Steven was outstanding on the freshman team. Now he's outstanding on the JV team. Probably would be starting for about 95% of the varsity teams in the state. I'm sure he will be a star for the varsity Orioles in a year or two. And looks like Antoine Wade is going to take the torch from Steven now. So now one receiver at each side, Hessen in shotgun. Wade the running back. Fakes the handoff to Wade. Now Hessen rolls to his right. And he throws, and it's just short. The intended receiver was Mitchell, but Hessen just didn't put enough on the ball. So now an even 8 minutes to go. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Orioles. No, 3rd and 3 for the Orioles, excuse me. Presumably they are in 4-down territory. So now Stovall to the left, Mitchell to the right, Wade the running back. Wade gets the handoff, takes it over to the 30, 25, and he's got the first down. Brought down at about the 25, so the clock keeps on. They'll briefly stop the clock to move the chains. Well, no, they're saying he was okay. Oh yeah, I was going to say I couldn't imagine he didn't get it, and it was a delayed signal. I thought it went without saying, but the clock. I thought it went without saying that he made the first, but the clock kept on ticking, and finally the referee just made the signal. So 7:39 to go and counting. Mitchell to the left. Mitchell to the right, and Stovall to the left. Stovall had the touchdown in the first quarter. Now a high snap. A pass up the middle, complete inside the 15 up to about the 10. That was Remington Gall. So 7:20 to go. The clock stops to move the chains at the 11. Avon leading 7-0, trying to take a 2-possession lead here in the first half at Avon. Hold that thought. So once again, Stovall to the left. Okay. Now a handoff to Wade. He takes over to the left side, past the 10, past the 5. He dives forward. He's out at about the 3. So that'll bring up 2nd and 2 or 3 there. 6:54 to go here in the first half. Avon won right here at Avon on Friday night, 24-6 over Westfield in the varsity game. So now same formation. Hand off to Wade. Takes over to the left side. He dives forward, and he's got the touchdown. So Antoine Wade, first score was with 5:48 to go in the first quarter. Now second score with 6:48 to go in the second quarter. A 3-yard touchdown run by Wade. And now Sam Miller will try to make it 2-4-2 on extra points tonight. The holder there is Tyler Conley. The bad snap, but he gets it up, and Miller's kick is up and good. So Sam Miller's 2 for 2, and your Orioles take a 14-0 lead here early in the second quarter at Avon. McNamara Florist has been Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenience locations around the greater Indianapolis area, including the Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for its unique floral designs for all occasions that help its clients express their emotions through flowers and floral giftware. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and floral design, or to select from the renowned home decor merchandise, including stunning Christmas classics. The McNamara Florist Avon store is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon and can be reached at 317-579-7900. That's 317-579-7900. Well, back here at Avon, your Avon Orioles are off to a great start here in this freshman game. They lead the Westfield Shamrocks by a score of 14-0 here on audiosportsonline.com. Now the Orioles set to kick off. Westfield does get the ball first to start the second half. Now a squib kick. It's fielded at about the 15, brought up to the 20, 25, 30, and stays on his feet and gets up to about the 32. So that's a decent return there by the Shamrocks. Now what they've got a hope to do here is get a touchdown, hold Avon scoreless the rest of the half, then get the ball first to start the second half, go out and tie it. So Westfield, if they get a score here, then they're still in decent shape. So now Avon lines up. They've got Joey Wolf and Aiden Franzen to the right, Jack Pfeiffer, the running back, and Nick Talley, the quarterback, in shotgun. 6:40 to go here in the second quarter at Avon. A beautiful day. Perfect evening for football. Especially for the fans in the shade on the home side of the field. So now a fixed handoff to Pfeiffer, and Talley takes it up himself, and he just gets back to about the line of scrimmage. He might get credit for a gain of 1. So they do give him credit for 1. 2nd and 9 at the 34, 6:17 to go and counting. So now 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Talley, and he throws way over the head of Joey Wolf. There's just not a good release there on the ball, bringing up 3rd and 9. Now the Shamrocks did convert 2 fourth downs on their last possession before, both times on 4th and short, but then later punted on 4th and long. So now 3 receivers to the left. Talley takes it, looks back, throws deep up the middle, and once again over the head of Wolf. And we got a late flag. There was a hit there on Wolf after he failed on the reception, which was far over his head. So that's the last 2 passes were just not well thrown there by Talley. So the officials are deliberating. It's a personal foul. I guess they're going to get Avon for that late hit, so that will be 15 free yards for the Shamrocks, coming with 5:47 to go here in the second quarter at Avon. We're at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium on the campus of Avon High School. Avon is one of the fastest growing cities here in the state of Indiana, and Avon High School, the campus itself, is almost like a city. So many different sections of it. No wonder it hosts so many athletic events here. So now, handoff, I believe that was Pfeiffer, and it's a fumble, and Avon's got it. So Pfeiffer fumbled, and the Orioles were right on top of it. So now with 5:33 to go, Avon has the ball with a chance to take a 3-possession lead here, which would be very hard for the Shamrocks to overcome. And one of the a member of the Orioles staff went out, and he was jumping up and down and doing body blocks with the players, showing great spirit. You don't see that from staff a lot, so that was really cool to see. So Avon takes over at the Westfield 46 here. 5:33 to go here in the second quarter. Avon already with a 14-0 lead. Any score will give them a 3-possession lead now as Mitchell lines up to the left, and Connors and Stovall to Connors and Stovall to the left, Mitchell to the right. Wade to the running back, Hessen in shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Wade, drops back, rolls over to his right, throws deep. He's got a man open downfield, and it is just overthrown. The intended receiver was Mitchell, and had he made it, he was gone for the touchdown. As it is 2nd and 10 at the 48 with at the 46 with 5:16 to go here in the second quarter. This is week 7 of the Indiana high school football season. It's October 2nd, but we're still getting some summer-type weather. So now the Orioles line up. We've got Mitchell as well as Remington Gall to the left. 2 receivers to the right, excuse me. And now handoff to Wade. He's got some room over the left side past the 45, 40, got a flag. 35, and he's knocked out of bounds about the 34, but let's see if it counts or not. The clock stopped. It's going to be against the it's going to be holding against the Orioles, so that play will be coming back. So 5:06 to go here in the quarter at Avon. And we've got now Mitchell lined up to the left. Mitchell lined up to the right. Stovall to the left. Wade the running back. Hessen fakes the handoff to Wade. He's got plenty of time. Fakes the pass, rolls to his right, looks downfield. He passes. He's got a man open. It's caught at the 30. Breaks a tackle and gets up to. I think they said he stepped out of bounds first. He dove to about the 25. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. Nevertheless, that was a big gain there. A nice perseverance there by Hessen to look around and scramble until he had the opening. So it's a gain of 18 yards. Avon now has it 1st and 10 at the 30 with. First and 10 at the 30 with a 14-0 lead. 4:54 to go here in the first half. Handoff to Wade. They bring it up for a loss. They telegraphed it, and they got him for a loss of 5. Great coverage there by the Shamrocks. So the clock ticks. 4:44 to go. That would be big for Westfield if they kept the Orioles from getting any points on this drive. 4:32 to go and counting. So now, Mitchell to the left, Mitchell to the right, Stovall to the left. And now fakes the handoff. Hessen throws downfield. He's got the reception there by Stovall. He's tackled at about the 12. So Wallace Stovall, a pickup of about 18 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Orioles with 4:05 to go here in the second quarter. They're trying to take a 3-possession lead into the locker room. If they go to the locker room at the halftime, which a lot of times the freshmen and JV teams actually don't. They just find a spot to hang out at the field. So now, 1 receiver at each side. Wade, the running back. Wade gets it, takes it over to the left. Now he dashes forward. And now he's past the 10, past the 5. He drags a couple of receivers with him. He's down to about the 2. I think he's got the first down, so that would make it 1st and goal. The clock's still ticking, 3:31 to go. Avon appears to be in excellent shape now. And now we've got a timeout. I think it's an official timeout. I think they're going to do a measurement. So measurement time with 3:16 to go, and then we'll be back with the conclusion of the first half after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com with Avon leading Westfield 14-0. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition. Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of that. Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at redcobrawrestlingacademy.com. That's redcobrawrestlingacademy.com. Well, back here at Avon, we're about to resume play. Your Orioles were awarded a first down, so it's 1st and goal at the 2 now. We've got Stovall lined up to the left, Mitchell to the right, Wade the running back, and Hessen in shotgun. High snap, but he gets it, throws into the end zone, and it's a touchdown. That was Clay Peters there on the reception, coming with 3:05 to go here in the second quarter. That's the second touchdown pass of the game for Hessen. The first one went to Stovall. So now Sam Miller will try to go 3 for 3 on extra points. Miller listed as 5'1", 110, about Danica Patrick's size. The holder, once again, is Tyler Conley. So Miller gets it, puts her first, she puts it up, and it is good. So Sam Miller, 3 for 3 today, having a great game, and certainly giving a lot of inspiration to girls across the state who aspire to a career in high school football. And I'll tell you, one thing I say, not merely to girls, but to kids in general who want to play football, I've seen a serious lack of quality kicking in my 6 years of football commentary. So if you just learn how to be a good kicker, you're probably, you've got a good shot to make your high school team and play a lot. I mean, I see some schools that, never go for extra points and never do deep kickoffs, apparently, for lacking a good kicker. And, kicking really is far more about technique than about leg strength. So, learn to kick. A good place to start, it's probably on the internet, probably on YouTube for free, but it's called The Art of Soccer-Style Kicking by Jan Stenerud, who was the first and so far one of only 2 kickers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, excluding George Blanda, who is also a quarterback. So picked up at the 15, 20, 25, 30. So now he breaks a tackle, but it goes to the right, but doesn't get any further. So Westfield desperate to get something going here. 2:56 to go in the second quarter. They trailed 21-0. It would be a big help if they got a touchdown before halftime, especially since the one thing that will help is that they get the ball first to start the second quarter. But yeah, Jan Stenerud, that's Americans would look at it as Jan. It's spelled Jan, and the last name Stenerud. He's a native of Norway. He was a ski jumper at Montana State on the ski jumping team, and then he joined the football team as a senior and went on to a Hall of Fame football career. Now, bobbles the snap, but hands off. He's got some room over on the left side, and he gets up to, but he doesn't get more than about a yard. That was Lester Gonzalez there, 5'7", 137, with his first carry of the game. Nick Talley still in there at quarterback for the Shamrocks. 2:18 to go. They give Gonzalez credit for a no gain there. Now fakes the handoff, and now Talley, he's brought down for a big loss. That's a loss of about 10. And the ball came out, but I think it was after he was down. So 1:52 to go, and now Westfield Now now we've got an injured player for the Shamrocks. So it looks like he's going to get up on his own. Okay, we got an injury timeout here. So at that, we will take a break here while the injured player is being attended to, with Avon leading Westfield 21-0 here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcasts. Dr. Timothy Greer, DDS, and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday with early morning hours available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. And hold that thought. I'll get back to that ad later. But back here at Avon, Westfield has it 3rd and 20 at the 19 in very serious condition here. Hand off to Gonzalez. He goes to his left and goes forward. He picks up a few yards, but he's going to be far short of the first down. And it looks like the Shamrocks are going to punt. And I think Avon is going to take a timeout. Yes, Avon does take a timeout to preserve the clock. That's their first. So they're looking to take that 4-possession lead into halftime. So we'll be back after these words from our sponsors on AudioSportsOnline.com with Avon leaving 21-0. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcasts. Dr. Timothy Greer, DDS, and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area, just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday with early morning hours available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 317-272-8100. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouthguards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 16 years. Parents can contact our office if interested in one for their high school athletes. The athletes love them. Well, back here at Avon, and it's a bad snap, but he manages to get it away. The punt bounces at the 40, then takes an Avon bounce. It goes out of bounds at about the 38. So Avon, with 1:04 to go here in the 1:04 to go here in the in the first half at Avon, your Orioles are going in for the kill here. They take over 39 yards away from taking a 4-possession lead. Westfield has had some good moments on offense. They just haven't finished drives, and they found no answers for Avon's high-powered offense. So now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Wade, the running back, Hessen in shotgun. Wade takes the snap. He's got plenty of time. Rolls over to his left. Now he's going to run it himself. He takes it out of bounds at about the 30 or 31, so nice pickup. It's going to be about 2nd and 3 for the Orioles. Clock stops with 55 seconds, so they preserve the timeout there. Oh, they give him a better spot than I thought. I thought he was out a little before the 30. They marked him at the 28. But they had a better vantage point than I did. So 55 seconds to go. And that was a very smart move by Hessen, by the way, especially that he got out of bounds. So they still have 2 timeouts left. So now we've got Ben Bradley and Remington Gall lined up to the left, to the right, Stovall to the left. Hessen takes it. He throws downfield. He's got a man open in the end zone, but it is just overthrown. Boy, I'll tell you, the intended receiver there, that was Bradley. He showed a lot of speed there, but it just Hessen just put a little too much on it. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 28 with 48 seconds to go now. Still a low-risk move for first down at this stage of the game in this situation. So now we've got, once again, now we've got Connors, Bradley, and Gall to the left. Stovall to the right, Stovall to the left. And now he throws down into the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown there by Stovall. That's Stovall's second touchdown of the game. Hessen's third touchdown pass of the game, coming with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. 28-yard pass. The first one between those two, Hessen and Stovall, was 24. So now let's see if Sam Miller goes 4 for 4 on extra points. Good snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So, Sam Miller having a great game for your Orioles, and they lead the Westfield Shamrocks by a score of 28-0 here on audiosportsonline.com. Well, I'll tell you, Henry Hessen certainly looks like he's got the tools to become another Division I quarterback here for the Orioles. And we're going to have Skylar Zwicker kickoff, 6 feet 210. Back deep to receive for the Shamrocks, we have Aiden Franzen and Joey Wolf. And on a bounce, it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So Westfield takes over. They do have all 3 timeouts, but with only 40 seconds left, being at their own 20, my guess is that they will kneel out the clock. Although, Avon still has those 2 timeouts left, so Avon might use them to stop the clock and try to get the ball back for a 5-possession lead. We'll see. So now the Shamrocks line up. They have Wolf to the right, along with Voorhis. Gonzalez, the running back. Tally in shotgun. Hands off to Gonzalez. He's got a little bit of a hole, but he gets up for just maybe 2. 33 seconds to go. The clock is running. Neither team stopping it. Westfield not showing any urgency. 22 seconds to go now. And it looks like they might just run off the rest of the clock. 14 seconds to go. Although they're standing as if they're about to kneel into formation. But 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. After one half of play here at Avon, your Avon Orioles lead the Westfield Shamrocks by a score of 28-0 here on audiosportsonline.com. Been an outstanding first half, and we'll be back with a first half recap and a playoff preview after these words from our sponsors here on audiosportsonline.com. Riddle's Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcasts. They're conveniently located at 4325, that's 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone number is 317-243-2372, and they're open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist has been Indy's hometown florist since 1954 with 8 convenient locations around the greater Indianapolis area, including the Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for its unique floral designs for all occasions that help its clients express their emotions through flowers and floral giftware. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and floral design, or to select from the renowned home decor merchandise, including stunning Christmas classics. The McNamara Florist Avon store is located at 9655, that's 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and can be reached at 317-579-7900. That's 317-579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition. Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of that. Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart, and behind sidelines in the red brick building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at redcobrawrestlingacademy.com. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcasts. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday with early morning hours available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouthguards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 16 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouthguard for their high school athlete or for any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com. That's avondentalcenter.com, or call for an appointment at 272-8100. That's 272-8100. Well, back here at Avon, we're at halftime of this freshman football game with your Avon Orioles leading the Westfield Shamrocks 28-0. It's a game in which Avon has been outstanding on both sides of the ball. And, you know, the offense has been nearly flawless. And while the defense has not completely shut down the Shamrocks, Westfield nevertheless has failed to sustain long drives. And that's kept them off the scoreboard. And so, anyway, look, a scoring recap with 5:48 to go in the first quarter. Henry Hessen struck 24 yards to Wallace Stovall for a touchdown. Sam Miller's extra point made it 7-0. Then with 6:48 to go in the second quarter, Antoine Wade rushed 3 yards for a touchdown. Miller's extra point made it 14-0. Then with 3:05 to go in the quarter, Hessen threw 2 yards to Clay Peters for a touchdown. Miller's extra point made it 21-0. And finally, with 40 seconds to go in the quarter, Hessen struck to Stovall again, this time for 28 yards, and Miller's extra point brought us to our current score of 28-0. Well, 2 weeks from Friday, the Indiana High School Athletic Association kicks off its 45th annual high school football tournament. And, of course, this year we have 321 teams across the Hoosier State playing for 6 different championships. As you would probably guess, as you probably know, your Orioles are in Class 6A, which is the highest class. And after playing in what I call the sectional of death for the last few years with frequent state champion Ben Davis, in fact, the likely state champion this year, your Orioles got a little bit of a break this year in that amid the realignment, they are no longer in the same sectional as the Giants. And let's take a look at the sectional lineup, the sectional draw that Avon got. Avon plays in sectional 7, and their first opponent will be the Southport Cardinals. The game will take place out south at Southport on the south side of Marion County. And if you're going to go out to the game, which I hope you do, I advise you to take off by a minimum of 3:30 to beat that 465 and 65 traffic. The best way to get there would be to take 465 all the way to 65, and then it's Southport's a few miles south of there. So, anyway, Southport enters the game. Everybody has 2 regular season games until between now and the sectional, but Southport currently has a record of 4-3, which of course is a pretty solid record, and one game lower than Avon. However, the Cardinals have not played as tough a schedule. The only common opponent between the two schools, ironically, is Westfield. Avon beat the Shamrocks by a score of 24-6, while Southport lost to the Cardinals by a score of 21-14. Southport's other two losses came 21-3 to Roncalli, currently the number one team in Class 5A, also a 9-time state champion, and Franklin Central 21-14. The Cardinals also have wins over Perry Meridian 24-0, Terre Haute North 17-7, Bloomington South 29-28, and Terre Haute South 38-28. So I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, but I think it's a game in which Avon is a solid favorite and should, as long as they bring their A game or even their B game, they should pull it out. And that would almost definitely set up a date with Brownsburg, a very familiar team, obviously, to the Orioles. Of course, the two teams are not only county rivals but also conference rivals who play each other during the regular season every year. Brownsburg, like Avon, currently has a 5-2 record. However, when the two teams played back in Week 4 here at Avon, the Orioles cruised to a 62-27 victory. So obviously, Avon would be heavily favored in the rematch. I wouldn't completely count the Bulldogs out, especially as they would be hungry for revenge. But I do think that more than likely Avon would pull it out, which would give the Orioles their second sectional championship in 3 years, their first without Brandon Peters. And if they do that, then that would move Avon into a very favorable position. They would be in a situation in which they would likely win. They would likely go on to win the regional as well, in which their potential, the four teams that they could play in the regional would be Jeffersonville, Columbus North, Center Grove, and Franklin Central. And I think of those teams, Center Grove, obviously that would be a tough opponent, but I think we would probably match up fairly evenly with them. Maybe Center Grove having a slight edge, but then if we were to win the regional, our likely semi-state opponent would be Ben Davis, and sorry to say, I don't think we would have much chance against that. I don't think anybody's going to have much chance against Ben Davis this year. The Giants living up to their name, and they're just really wiping the field with everybody. And in fact, Ben Davis actually, even in the mighty Mick, they don't even have a close game this year. The closest anybody's come to them is 28-10, and that was Carmel, and you know how good Carmel always is. Ben Davis, the average score of the Ben Davis games this year, 46-14. So, really, Avon's, a 32-point loss is actually the average margin of victory for Ben Davis. So, but, it'd be great even to get to the semi-state, which is as far as the Orioles have ever made it before. So, but anyway, hope you'll get out there and support Avon every step of the way. And by the way, if they do win, if they do win their opener at Southport, they're almost certain to host their second round game. They definitely will host it if their opponent is Brownsburg. And I forgot to say Brownsburg plays Perry Meridian, who's 0-7, so that's an almost certain Bulldogs win in the first round. So that would mean that Avon would host the game against Brownsburg. So back to action here at Avon. This one appears to be firmly in control of the Orioles. The main thing to do now, just execute. The other night, last Friday night in the varsity game, I commentated Plainfield. I commentated Franklin at Plainfield. Plainfield led 24-0 in the second quarter, then got very sloppy, almost blew it. They ended up holding on for a 31-26 win. But after they got the 24-0 lead, it's like they thought they had it won and they just got really lax and stopped executing well and really let Franklin back in it so that the Grizzly Cubs had a chance to pull it out at the end. Thankfully didn't, but hopefully Avon will execute well the rest of the way. You can see a full moon there in the distance. Hopefully you can pick it up there in the camera. But now, back to the game here. So kickoff there from Skylar Zwicker. Fielded at the, and he bobbles it at about the 11. Gonzalez takes it over to the 15, and he's brought down just past the 20. So Westfield trying to get something going here. 8:52 here to go in the second quarter at Avon, or third quarter at Avon. Orioles lead 28-0 over the Shamrocks. So now Voorhis to the right, another receiver to the left. This time, Pfeiffer gets it. He gets up about 3 yards there. 8:37 to go. Westfield's best drive was actually its first, where they converted on 2 fourth downs, but then ended up punting on 4th and long later. So now Voorhis and Wolf, Voorhis to the left, Wolf to the right. Now, a handoff there to Pfeiffer. He takes it all the way on the left side of the field. Finally finds a little bit of room, gets up maybe 3 yards. That'll bring up a very critical third down for the Shamrocks. 7:05 your time of day now. And they're just the lights are just starting to come on here at the Hendricks Regional Health Stadium. Now, fakes the handoff, screen pass, and it is, wow, it looked like that was really odd. It was over the head of Xander Ingwin. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. And then it was almost caught there by Reed Sheppers, but he dropped it and then pounded his fist in agony, knowing he should have had it. I apologize for that. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's that Vietnamese name, Nguyen. So, I first time I've ever run across it in commentary, so. It's sort of like, I guess, the Vietnamese version of Smith. But anyway, my great-great-grandfather who immigrated to America from Sweden was Lars Johansson, or Johansson, as Americans pronounce it, like Scarlett Johansson. That's the Swedish version of Smith. However, my great-great-grandfather changed the family name to Johnson, which was my grandmother's maiden name. So now Avon takes over after a 3-and-out by Westfield to start off the third quarter. So now Stovall with the 2 touchdown passes lined up to the left, Mitchell to the right, Wade the running back, Hessen in shotgun. Pitches back to Wade, and now he goes to his right, now turns around to the left. He's got some room past the 45, 40, 35. So nice pickup there by Wade. He does have the first down. Wade had a touchdown in the second quarter. So Avon looks like is going to try to pad onto its lead here. So now Michael to the right, or Mitchell to the right, excuse me. Stovall to the left, Wade the running back, Hessen in shotgun. We got some movement before the flag. I could tell that Mitchell was, had stepped clearly over the line. False start against the Orioles. That'll back it up 5 yards. That'll bring up 1st and 15 for the Orioles. So one receiver to each side, Wade the running back. Hessen takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Wade. He's got plenty of time, rolls to his right, looks downfield, throws deep, and it's off the hands of Mitchell there, bringing up 2nd and 15, 5:55 to go here in the third quarter. Avon still with a very comfortable 28-0 lead. I'll tell you, though, getting back to the playoffs, Hendricks County teams overall did not get real good draws. 3 of them are likely to go out in the first round. Of course, keep in mind that they still have about 64 teams in each of the lower 4 classes, so those teams would have to win 6 games to win the state championship. But anyway, Cascade is probably going to go out in the first round against a Western Boone, a top 10 team and a former state champion. That's probably the game I'm going to do in week 1 of the playoffs. Hold that thought. So anyway, so now Stovall to the right, Mitchell to the left. Pitch back to Wade. Now he pitches over to a Stovall, who takes her on the left side. He fumbles, and the Shamrocks have it. We got a so first big break for the game for the Shamrocks. They really get into it. So you got to give the Shamrocks credit for keeping their spirit, trailing 28-0 here in the third quarter. Let's see if they make something out of it. Well, the Stovall has 2 touchdown receptions tonight, but didn't do a real good job rushing on that play. Westfield takes over at their own 39, 5:45 to go here in the third quarter. They definitely need to get something going. So now Voorhis and Pape to the right, 2 receivers to the left, Pfeiffer the running back. Pfeiffer gets the handoff. He's got a hole past the 50, 45, 40, and past the 35 where he's knocked out of bounds. So great start to the game by Pfeiffer. That's by far his best gain. I think that's by far Westfield's best offensive play of the evening so far. 7:10 your time of day. Beautiful sunset in the horizon. So now 2 receivers to each side for the Shamrocks. Stand off to Pfeiffer, throws up the middle. It's caught inside the 25, and he plows his way up to about the 22. I believe that was Wolf there on the reception, and he did get the first down. So suddenly Westfield, coming off that fumble recovery, finally starting to get its offense together. Probably too late to save the game, but obviously when you still want to see improvement throughout the game by your team, no matter what the score. So now fakes the handoff, throws into the end zone, incomplete over the head of Voorhis there. So 4:53 to go here in the third quarter, a little over a quarter and a half for the Shamrocks to salvage something out of this game. But yeah, I was saying, okay, well, wait till I got a little more dead space here. So now Wolf to the right, three receivers to the left, Pfeiffer the running back. Tally in shotgun. Got some movement, but no flag. Now he takes it. He's got plenty of time. Throws up the middle. I think a Westfield player caught it inside the 15. Yes, that was Voorhis there, and it will be good for a first down. 4:43 to go here in the third quarter now. But anyway, yeah, Plainfield is likely to go out in the first round against Decatur Central, who I believe is ranked number 5. At least they were ranked number 5 last week in Class 5A, and who beat the Quakers 63-28 just 10 days ago. Also at Decatur Central as the tournament game will be. So now a handoff to Pfeiffer there. He dodges a tackle, goes over to the right, but he only gets a gain of maybe 1 or 2. So 4:30 to go. We hit the exact midway mark of the third quarter here. So 2 receivers to each side. Pfeiffer the running back. Snap, throws into the end zone, and it is off the hands of Voorhis. And he pounds both fists in agony. 3:53, although Voorhis does then proceed to pick up the ball and hand it to one of the officials. No, I just found out that soccer game on the adjacent field was actually a sectional game, and Avon won. It was just announced by the PA system and got a nice ovation from this crowd here. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Tally throws into the end zone, but it's going to be no. Well, actually, it looked like it was going to be overthrown, but Voorhis nearly got it. That's the second consecutive pass that Voorhis has failed to catch. So both went off his hands, so now it's 4th and 10. As a field goal would still make it a 4-possession game. I assume that I almost said the Eagles, that the Shamrocks will go for it. Green uniforms made me think of Zionsville, another Hoosier Crossroads team. So now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pfeiffer the running back. Tally takes it, looks at it now. Screen pass over to Pfeiffer takes it inside the 10, but he's going to be brought down far short of the end zone. So the Shamrocks get to the red zone for the first time all game, but they turn it over on downs with 3:41 to go here in the third quarter at Avon. Your Orioles still leading by a score of 28-0. So Decatur Central and Cascade both likely to go out in the first round in the tournament. I'll run down the rest of the Hendricks County teams when I have a few free moments here. So now Hessen drops it back, throws up the middle, and it is broken up there. It was intended for Stovall. He apparently wanted pass interference. It was broken up there by Christian Heisden. Well, or Hoisden, excuse me, who has the Dutch spelling of Christian, which is with 2 A's instead of just 1. And then anytime you see a UI in a name, you can be pretty sure it's Dutch. Hoisden is Huisden. So 2nd and 10 at the 10 for the Orioles. Now Hessen looks back. He's got plenty of time. He's had great protection all game. He runs with this one now past the 25 up to the 30, and he's got the first down there. So Henry Hessen not at all shy about rushing with it. And he's a great passer as well. And now we have a timeout. I'm not sure what I believe it's an official timeout. But let's see. Let me try to look at what else is going on. Let me try to get look at the other tournament matchups here. Yeah, I'm still trying to scroll to find the Hendricks County teams on here. But anyway, so Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Wade, the running back, fakes the handoff to Wade, and Hessen is brought down for a short loss. They were right on top of him that time. One of the few times when Westfield's made a good stop all night. 2:30 to go and counting here in the third quarter. Avon leading 28-0 here at Avon. Okay, Danville is playing South Marillion. Danville 7-0, ranked number 4 in the state in Class 3A. South Marillion 5-2, but Danville should pull off that one. And now Hessen drops back to pass, plenty of time. He throws, and it's complete there to Gall. So that's going to be, and yes, it is good enough for the first. So 1:46 to go, and the clock will stop to move the chains. But South Marillion is 5-2. But let's see. Yeah, all 5 of their wins have come against Class 1A opponents. So, that's not much to go on. So now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff to Wade. He breaks through for about 3 or 4. 1:26 to go here. And so anyway, Danville almost certain to get a win in their first game. And then Tri-West, it's a rebuilding year. The Bruins only 2-5. I thought they will be back though, and they've had some close losses against quality teams. So I don't rule them out, but they play Monrovia, who's won the Class 2A state championship 2 years ago. Were forced to move up to Class 3A this year. Handoff to Wade. He takes it past the 45, dodges a tackle, and he gets it up a little past the 50. So it's going to be close to the first down, bringing up 3rd and short. 41 seconds to go and counting here in the third quarter. Late in the third quarter here at Avon. So that game I think is a toss-up, Monrovia at Danville. The winner would play, Monrovia at Tri-West. The winner would play Danville, and Danville would host the game and be, a strong favorite. And Danville more than likely is going to win that sectional, so it looks like there will be at least, probably 2 sectional championships in the county, Danville and your Avon Orioles. 11 seconds to go now in the quarter. Now they line up with Gall, Bradley, and they let the clock run out. So after 3 quarters of play here at Avon, your Orioles on their way to a victory. They lead the Westfield Shamrocks by a score of 28-0 here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcasts. They're conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street. That's 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone number is 317-243-2372. That's 317-243-2372. And they're open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at reynoldsbodyshop.com. That's reynoldsbodyshop.com. Well, back here at Avon, we're about to start the fourth quarter with your Avon Orioles having played a nearly perfect game, leading the Westfield Shamrocks by a score of 28-0 in freshman football action. Avon has the ball now, 1st and 10 at the Westfield 48, and trying to get at least one more score before putting in their reserves. My name is Lec Zorn. Pleased to be bringing these exciting games to you this season. Glad to have Avon as part of the AudioSportsOnline.com family. So now a keeper there by Hessen, and he might have gotten a first down. It's going to be really close. He ran out of bounds right around the 38. I think they're going to say it was he went out at the 40, so it'll be a little bit short, bringing up second and short. So it looks like we're going to get out of here just right around sundown. 7:23 your time of day now. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hessen looks deep. He goes downfield, and it is an incomplete, intended for Gall. That'll bring up 3rd and 2. And, one thing it's, Hessen, I haven't been keeping track of the yards tonight, but Hessen probably has, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 yards on the ground. And I don't think any of them were planned. They were just incidents where he had he was looking for a receiver, had plenty of time, and then finally just took it himself. And he typically has, picked up at least several yards every time he's rushed with the ball. So now we've got Stovall to the right. Bradley, and now we got a flag here before the play whistle dead before the snap. It's going to be offsides against Westfield, so Avon gets the first down on the penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 35, 8:43 to go. Avon leading 28-0 here on audiosportsonline.com. We're coming at you from Hendricks Regional Health Stadium on the campus of Avon High School in the west suburbs of Indianapolis. So now we've got, we've got Gall, Bradley, and Connors to the left. And now pass deep downfield, and it is caught! Oh, my God! That's one of the most spectacular catches I've ever seen. He tripped and then caught his balance as Stovall dove and made the catch. Wow, I'm glad I didn't blow the camera job on that one like I did on that first touchdown of the game. So 28-0 your score. Avon leading Westfield 8:35 to go here in the game. So that's probably the most spectacular catch I've ever seen in JV ball. Heck, that would have been play of the day material for varsity. So now Bradley to the left, Stovall to the right, Wade the running back, Hessen in shotgun. Now pitch back there to Wade. He goes to his right, then drives forward, gets inside the 10 to about the 8. I think, okay, they marked him at the 6. So it'll bring up 2nd and goal. 7:41 to go now. So now let's see, we've got Connors, Bradley, and Gall lined up to the left. Stovall to the right. Wade, the running back. Hessen takes the snap, throws into the end zone. Incomplete. The intended receiver was Connors. I think he slipped right about the time that Hessen was making his release. So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 6, 7:25 to go here at Avon. So now the Orioles line up. Stovall to the right. Bradley to the left. Wade, the running back, Hessen in shotgun. Looks into the end zone. Rolls to his left. Throws. Touchdown! That was Ben Bradley on the touchdown reception. 34-0 with the extra point pending. Coming with 7:15 to go here in the game. That was the first score of the half. Fourth touchdown pass of the game for Harry Hessen. And now let's see if Sam Miller makes it 5 for 5 on extra points tonight. Here in Monday Night Football, coming at you from Avon. The snap. The kick is up, and it is good. And I think that's her best of the night. And when I say her, that is not a mistake. That is a girl they're kicking, Sam Miller, for the Orioles. She's 5 for 5 tonight. And I think that would have gone from quite a bit further back. So that young lady has a bright future here with the Orioles for over these next 3 years. So with 7:15 to go here in the game, your Avon Orioles are on top of the world. They lead the Westfield Shamrocks by a score of 35-0. I'll tell you, though, whenever Avon has a game at Westfield, which they will next year, and I guess as long as the pattern stays where they trade every other year, 3 years from now as well, Avon will be playing there. Get up there, they have an awesome stadium. Maybe the most awesome high school, the most state-of-the-art high school stadium I've ever been to. Just opened, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. I commentated a game there against Brownsburg back in 2015. So now Skylar Zwicker on the kick. It goes fielded at about the 16, right up to the 25, 30. He's got a hole past the 40 and up to about the 43. So that was a nice return there. And the way that the return man, that was Joey Wolf there. The way he was running, it's like he knows his team's down by 35. He's just looking for anything to get the team going and make something positive out of really a game in which they've been mostly dominated. I believe Westfield's only gotten into Avon territory twice in the whole game. The last time, only in the red zone once, and then they turned it over on downs. Throw three receivers to the right, one running back. We got some movement before the line. We got a flag. False start on Westfield. I guess getting a little overzealous. 6:56 to go. Avon 35, Westfield 0. Shamrocks trying to at least get a score here. Now, fakes the pass, hands off to Pfeiffer. He's got some room around the right side. He finds a hole, gets up close to the 50. So that's a nice gain there by Pfeiffer. He's had a few nice runs tonight. 5'6", 158. Looks like he's showing a lot of promise for the Shamrocks. 6:16 to go. They give him credit for 10 on that one. 2nd and 5. So now pass, and it is tipped and nearly caught there by Wolf. So the clock stops with 6:05 to go in the game, and a 3rd and 5 for Westfield on their own 48. So now Voorhis lined up to the left, and then we've got Franzen and Wolf lined up to the right for Westfield. Talley fakes the handoff, throws in, it's complete for the first down, brought down at the 45. That was Wolf who made the reception. Wolf is slow to get back up, but he does get back up. He appears to be okay. Although he is limping, I think he's going to come out of the game. He's limping off the field on his own power.
That's a first down for the Westfield Shamrocks.
So now coming in his place, I cannot tell. over on the far side of the field. So 5:40 to go now. Westfield, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pfeiffer gets the handoff. He goes over to the right side and plows his way up for about 2 or 3. 5:30 to go in the game. .509 to go. So 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Tally and shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Throws deep down the right side. And he's got a completion. He got the first down. That was to Franzen. And I believe he got out of bounds too. So 4:53 to go. Westfield trying to get a score here. Avon would like to get the shutout. It's 1st and 10 at the 34. So we've got now Voorhis to the left, and then let's see, Franzen to the right along with another receiver. Hand off to Pfeiffer. He's got a hole past the 30, and he gets a gain of about 5 there. So 4:34 to go and counting, nearly halfway through this fourth quarter. Avon on their way to victory. Friday night at Westfield, Avon beat the Shamrocks by a score of 24-6 in the varsity game. So now 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tally gets it. Screen pass complete inside the 30, and he's brought down at about the 29, so only a gain of about 1 yard there by Franzen. So that'll bring up 3rd and 5, and even 4 minutes to go in the game now. And now Reed Shepard's tight end coming in for the Shamrocks. Now they line up with Logan Pittman out to the left at wide receiver. Another wide receiver to the right. Pfeiffer, the running back. Tally gets the snap. Pitches off, and it's complete inside the 20, inside the 15. He takes it up to about the 10. Let's see, who was that? Okay, that was Pfeiffer. So it was a screen pass to and now we've got a timeout here. So with 3:24 to go, Avon takes their first timeout, and Avon with a 35-0 lead over the Westfield Shamrocks here on audiosportsonline.com. McNamara Florist has been Indy's hometown florist since 1954 with 8 convenient locations around the greater Indianapolis area, including the Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for its unique floral designs for all occasions that help its clients express their emotions through flowers and floral giftware. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and floral design, or to select from the renowned home decor merchandise including stunning Christmas classics. The McNamara Florist Avon store is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon and can be reached at 317-579-7900. That's 317-579-7900. Well, back here at Avon, we're about to resume play with 3:24 remaining in this freshman football game with your Avon Orioles leading the Westfield Shamrocks by a score of 35-0. Westfield has the ball 1st and 10 at the 10, trying to get some points here. They line up with Voorhis to the left and another receiver to the right. Now handoff to Pfeiffer, takes it around the left side, and he's knocked out of bounds around the 5. So the clock will stop with about, they said that he was tackled in bounds. So the clock, they stopped with 3:09. I was going to say, I was pretty sure he was out of bounds. And by the way, that last timeout was taken by Westfield, not Avon. The official had signaled the wrong way, so I apologize there for that error. So now, 1 receiver to each side. And now it throws into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Voorhis was the intended receiver. It was just too far to the left. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal at the 4 for the Shamrocks. Trying to get a score. They trail 35-0, 2:53 to go. as the final score would imply, it has been a pretty strongly dominated game by your Orioles, showing a bright future, showing that this program will continue to thrive for many years to come. So now one receiver at each side. Fixed handoff to Pfeiffer, thrown to the end zone, but it is incomplete there. The intended receiver was Mason Brooks, 6'3", 163 at tight end. So that'll bring up 4th and goal at the 4. So 2:44 to go. It sounds like the marching band starting to practice in the adjacent parking lot. So in front of me, I got the soccer field, the soccer stadium. On the right of me, I got the practice soccer field, and behind me, I got the marching band field. So heck of a complex they have. That's why I say the Avon campus feels like a city. So now one receiver at each side. Throws into the end zone. Touchdown. So that was Voorhis finally giving the Shamrocks their first points of the game on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Nick Talley, coming with 2:35 to go. So the Shamrocks avoid the shutout here. That's Carson Voorhis. Extra point is up, and it is good. So it's 35-7 your score now. 2:35 to go. Avon's still on their way to victory, but Westfield actually been fairly decent here on offense in the second half, and they finally just finished a drive. So let's see if they go for the onside kick to try to get a recovery and pad onto their point total a little bit. Oh, and by the way, to the left of me, we got the tennis courts. And then to the left of that, we got the parking lot, and to the left of that, we got the school. Yeah, this campus is probably bigger than some cities, seriously. So now it's kickoff. Only the second kickoff of the game for it's an onside kick, but it goes too far, and the Orioles come away with it.
Number 21, Carmelo, with the onside kick recovery. Avon's going to take over at the 41-yard line with 2 minutes.
So nice attempt there, nevertheless, by Sean Sullivan to get on the kick. He just put too much on it. It had a lot of bounce to it. It just, he kicked it about twice as far as he should have. So Avon will take over with 2:30 to go on their own 41 and a 35-7 lead. So now we've got, we've got Stovall to the right, 3 receivers to the left, Wade the running back, so they're keeping the starters in, it looks like. And now Hessen, and it's blocked. He tried to throw a screen pass to Wade, but a Westfield defender stuck a hand up and knocked it to the ground, so 2:10 to go here. Avon still leading 35-7. Just lost a shutout on the last drive. So now let's see. We've got Michael to the left, Stovall to the right, Wade the running back, Hessen in shotgun. 2:10 to go, 2nd and 10. Avon at their own 41. Hand off to Wade. Got some room on the left side, past the 45, 50, 45, 40. So that's a nice gain there of about 20 yards by Antoine Wade. He scored a touchdown back in the second quarter, and the clock stops to move the chains with an even 2 minutes to go, and we got an injured player there over on the far sideline. And we got an official timeout. So, anyway, I'll tell you, looking behind me as the players attended to, hopefully it's nothing serious. But, yeah, he's still down. He appears to be in great pain. I think that's Wade, actually. That is about the spot where Wade got tackled. I think he got hurt getting hit there. But anyway, looking behind me, I see that there's a little about 12 by 12-inch sign for each of the 7 teams here in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Of course, Avon, then Brownsburg, Fisher, Hamilton, Southeastern, Noblesville, Westfield, and Zionsville. And, they're all listed, I guess, intentionally in alphabetical order. And now Wade comes off the field, groggy but on his own power. But anyway, I'll tell you, it was such a good thing for all parties involved that the 3 Tippecanoe County teams, Lafayette, Jeff, McCutcheon, and Harrison, were removed from the conference 4 years ago because for several reasons. One, competitively, they clearly were not on the same level of competition as were the other 7. But the Tippecanoe County teams were far below the Indianapolis area teams in competitiveness. Hold that thought till after this play. And now hand off to Wade. He's got some room. That's 35, 30, 25, up to about the 20. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't Wade. That was his replacement there. That was Bryce McDowell, 5'2", 110. Little guy with a lot of speed, though. So, certainly, it was disheartening to see Wade down there hurt on the field, but his replacement rushes for about 20 yards on his first play, so maybe that'll earn him some more plays the rest of the season. And, of course, when you're only a freshman, you got 3 more years to grow and mature. So now they line up. Let's see. We've got Mitchell, Tyler Ware, and Connors to the left. And now got another rush there. And we got a flag, though. But, Bryce McDowell got it again, and he got about 7 or 8 this time. The clock stops with 1:05 to go. But, so not only was it good for competitive reasons, because, like I said, those 3 Tippecanoe County schools teams were far beyond. It's a block in the back against Avon, so that rush by McDowell will be coming back. But basically, the Tippecanoe County teams were so inferior athletically to the Indianapolis area teams. And not only that, but, obviously that was very hard on the fans, traveling from one metropolitan area to the other, especially on Friday evening amid all that awful traffic, trying to get onto 65. And then finally, it's because it's, it was a 10-team league and a 9-game regular season. Everybody played everybody once. It allowed no non-conference scheduling, so it was the best thing for so many reasons. So now throw deep into the end zone, and it is. I couldn't tell who came up with it. It looked like the two players were intercepted. Okay. So it looked like both of them had their hands on it. So Max Davis making the interception for Westfield with 39 seconds to go. Yeah, I could not tell. I couldn't tell for sure from my vantage point, but it looked like both players came down with their hands on it. I'm not sure what happens in that situation, but the referee ruled that it was an interception nevertheless. So Westfield, let's see what they do with it. They do have 2 timeouts left. Will they try to get another score, or will they just run it out? We'll see. 7:47 your time of day, so this game's going to end. Well, it looks like well before the 2-hour mark. The kickoff was about 6:04. So now, handoff. It's got a hole up the middle. Going to be brought down for after a gain of about 4. I think they stopped his forward progress at the 24-25. But that could be the last play of the game. 26 seconds. Doesn't look like they're going to use one of their 2 timeouts. They are getting in formation. 19 seconds to go now. 3 receivers to the right. I think they're going to give it at least one more play here. 13 seconds now. Three receivers to the right. One running back, Tally in shotgun. Throws deep, and it's going to be incomplete. And let's see, there is a flag, though. The ball hit the ground with about 2 seconds left, but the clock ran down to 0. But there is a flag, though. It's going to be against Avon. It looks like a half cannot end on a defensive penalty, so there will be at least one more play here in this game. So it's, I believe it was pass interference against the Orioles. It comes up to the 39. So Zionsville, 61 yards to try to get one more touchdown here and make the final score a little less bad. They trail 35-7 now. They play with three receivers to the right. I believe 5 for the running back. Tally there in shotgun. Drops back. There's a blitz. Throw to Pfeiffer. Dodges a tackle. And he's brought down for a gain of just about 2 yards. And that is the game. So your final score here tonight at Avon. Your Avon Orioles win 35-7 over the Westfield Shamrocks in freshman football action. We'll be back after these final words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition. Red Cross Wrestling is proud to be a part of that. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition. Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of that. Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon. That's 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at redcobrawrestlingacademy.com. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcasts. Dr. Timothy Greer, DDS, and Dr. Christopher LaFave have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center, just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday with early morning hours available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 317-272-8100. That's 317-272-8100. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes each year for the last 16 years. Parents can contact our office if interested in one for their high school athlete. The athletes love them. Well, back here at Avon for a final time tonight, where your Avon Orioles have just beaten the Westfield Shamrocks 35-7 here in freshman football action. Now on the field, they have something that they have for freshman games, where they have a fifth quarter for the players who did not see action. So anyway, while that's going on, I'll give you a scoring rundown. With 5:48 to go in the first quarter, Avon opened the scoring on a 24-yard touchdown pass from Henry Hessen to Wallace Stovall. Sam Miller hit the extra point, making it 7-0. Then with 6:48 to go in the quarter, with 6:48 to go in the second quarter, Antoine Wade rushed 3 yards for a touchdown. Miller's extra point was good, making it 14-0. With 3:05 to go in the quarter, Hessen threw his second touchdown of the game, this time 2 yards to Clay Peters, and Miller's extra point made it 21-0. Then with 40 seconds to go in the quarter, Hessen threw his second touchdown pass of the game to Stovall, third overall, this time from 28 yards, and Miller's extra point made it 28-0. With 7:15 to go in the fourth quarter, Hessen threw 6 yards to Ben Bradley, and Sam Miller ended up going 5 for 5 on extra points of the game, making the score 35-0. And finally, with 2:35 to go in the game, Westfield avoided the shutout when Nick Talley threw 4 yards to Carson Voorhis for a touchdown, and Sean Sullivan hit the extra point, bringing us to our final score of 35-7. So overall, it was really a solid A performance by Avon, other than the fumble that they lost and then the interception on the last play. Maybe I should drop it to an A- because they had committed 2 turnovers, although one of them was, in the final seconds, pretty meaningless. But, at worst it was an A- game. And overall an outstanding performance, especially by Henry Hesson, the quarterback, who I would give the game ball to. I think most people would. Although I know a lot of people would really be tempted also to give it to Sam Miller, the female kicker for Avon, who was 5 for 5 on extra points tonight. Certainly Miller does deserve a mention. She did a very good job tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how her career progresses and how well she does, if she works her way up to the varsity team. She has 3 years to grow and mature, so we wish her the best. Certainly we'll be watching with a lot of interest. Nevertheless, Avon certainly showing once again that they are likely to continue to be a top-class, perennial top 10 team for the foreseeable future, to be the class, of high school football here in Indiana, here in Hendricks County, and one of the top teams in the state. So, yeah, it was an outstanding performance. The fans who showed up really got their money's worth, and especially we thank all the fans, about 50 or so, who made their way all the way down from Westfield, especially to get here for the early 6 o'clock start time. And then, of course, the 150 or so Avon fans who made it, glad to see you all as well. And of course, we also love all of our fans who weren't here today, especially those who are joining us for this video broadcast. Maybe you live far away. Maybe you have a grandchild playing. I almost said, I would normally say grandson, but, maybe you have a granddaughter in this game too, so I'll try to be gender neutral here with my language. So maybe you have a grandchild playing for Avon, and you can't make it to these games, but we're glad to have the opportunity to bring them to you. That's one great thing about services such as audiosportsonline.com. I think about how many grandparents had to miss all their grandkids' games in the past simply because they weren't available on radio outside of the kids' immediate area. But anyway, looking ahead, the varsity Orioles will be back in action on Friday night. Avon has 2 games left in the regular season. They currently are at 5-2. I haven't seen this week's rankings yet. They were ranked number 10 a week ago. After that mild upset they suffered to Fishers. But Avon will be back in action on Friday night for their last regular season road game against the Zionsville Eagles, who are currently ranked number 4, who are currently 4-3. Zionsville, with Westfield moving up to Class 6A, is the last 5A team here in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Zionsville did win a sectional last year. I remember very painfully because they beat Plainfield in a heartbreaker at Plainfield in a game that I commentated. But anyway, this year the Eagles are on. They're 4-3. They've won 3 of their last 4. They had a setback to Brownsburg, 35-10, last Friday at Brownsburg. But prior to that, they had a string of 3 wins over Brebeuf Jesuit, Noblesville, and Hamilton Southeastern. So that's a game that Avon should win if they play their A game. But don't count the Eagles out. They should be a handful at least. And then a week from Friday, Avon closes out the regular season right here at Avon. It will be our senior day against the Noblesville Millers. That should be a very easy win for Avon. Noblesville has not had a winning record, I believe, since the year 2000. They're now rebuilding under second-year head coach Jason Simmons, and currently are 1-6, with the only win coming 45-0 over Class 3A Hamilton Heights. And keep in mind, Noblesville is a 6A team. So Avon should be entering the tournament with a record of 7-2. And then, as I said, 2 week. Well, no, I forgot to mention everybody in Class 6A, because it's only a 32-team class rather than a 64, approximately 64-team class. Everybody in Class 6A gets a week off at the end of the regular season. So, again, this Friday, Avon will be at Zionsville. A week from Friday, back here for Senior Day against Noblesville. Then the next Friday, the Orioles will be off, as will Brownsburg, while the other 4 Hendricks County teams will be in action. Hope you all will support them. Plainfield will be at Decatur Central. Cascade will be at Western Boone. And then Tri-West will be hosting Monrovia, and Danville will be out at South Marillion. So hopefully you'll support one of those 4 teams. Get out to one of those games. But anyway, then the next week, Avon will be back in action down at Southport. It's about, under normal traffic conditions, it would probably be 25 to 30 minutes. Be prepared for some really nasty traffic there on 465 and 65. Try to leave by 3:30 if you can to beat the traffic. So you get down there and get a few thousand Orioles fans to cheer the Orioles on. It's not a guarantee, but certainly it looks promising. And if they do win that one, then that will set up a date probably against Brownsburg back here on November the 3rd, which is 4 weeks from Friday, against Brownsburg. So it would be really sweet to beat our cross-county rival twice in one season, and the second time being in the playoffs. So things looking up for the Orioles now, and probably will be until they get to the semi-state, and where they're likely to run into that brick wall known as Ben Davis. But you never know for sure, and that's why we play the game. And it would be great even to get to the semi-state, and being there 2 times in 3 years would be a great achievement for this program. And that, combined with the outstanding performance tonight, are 2 reminders that this is a top-flight football program, and we have a lot to be proud of and look forward to. Well, before I sign off, I'd just like to say a few things on a serious note. Obviously, the last 24 hours have been very sad for this country. And, for me, I'm a very political person. I intentionally keep my politics off of my sports broadcasts because, I always get mad at people who use sports broadcasts to propagate their political agenda. I just think it's inappropriate. Whether I agree with what they're saying or not, I think one of the most despicable things I've ever seen in journalism was the day after Jovan Belcher of the Kansas City Chiefs shot and killed his girlfriend and himself. Bob Costas, on the halftime of the Sunday Night Football game that week, gave a gun control speech. Whether you agree with his position on gun control or not is irrelevant. It was not the appropriate forum for that. If Costas wants to speak out on gun control, he should be doing it on his own time, not when he's on the air of the football game. But, last night, we had an awful tragedy in which I guess at least 58 people, maybe more now, lost their lives. I haven't seen the latest death toll, and hundreds injured, and then thousands of people devastated. And, sports are something that, I'm 46 years old now. I've been watching sports since age 7. And sports are always been a refuge from the storm for me. I worry about the problems of the world a lot, during the week, all the violence, all the hate that goes on in this country and around the world. And something like that is just a reminder about how awful things can be in the world. And, now more than ever, it's nice to be able to come here under the Friday night lights, or Monday night lights in this case, and just enjoy this game for a couple hours. And, you know, I remember back in 2003 when the war with Iraq, the second war with Iraq was about to start. The second war was the second Iraq war was about to start, and the NCAA tournament was about to start. And some people said that we should cancel the NCAA tournament, as if, you know. And basically, the message is, how can you be interested in sports at a time like this when we're about to go to war? But, you know, I didn't agree with that. I thought the tournament should be played. I just have this attitude that, you know, no matter what happens, we have our lives to go on with. But I read something that really affected me very deeply. It made me very emotional, in fact. And 14 years later, I still draw from it a lot. And it was a letter to the editor. And maybe it was in the Indianapolis Star, maybe the Courier-Journal in Louisville. I don't remember which. But I think it was the Courier-Journal in Louisville because I was still living in New Albany, Indiana at the time. But anyway, this letter was from a veteran of the first Iraq War, and he asked that the NCAA tournament be played for the soldiers. And he said that when he was serving the first time, when he was serving previously in the military, and he would come back to the barracks after his day on the battlefield or wherever, and he would see a sporting event that was being broadcast via satellite over there in the barracks, it would remind him how much he loves America and how much he looked forward to coming home. And so I use that example a lot as an example of how powerful sports are, to be something that unify us and remind us about all the good that still exists here in America. You know, not everybody's a sports fan, but a lot of people are. And for me, after something that happened last night and some of the other things that have happened in this country lately, when I come out here to Avon and see something like this great football game tonight between these two schools that represent two lovely communities here in my beloved home state of Indiana, it's just a reminder of one of the great loves of my life, and a reminder that there's so much good here. Even amid all the evil in America, there's still a lot of good in this country that's worth fighting for. And, you know, none of us can save the world, but there's something each of us can do to make the world a better place. There's a song that you've probably never heard by a Swedish singer named John Martin. You probably remember his hit single, Don't You Worry Child, that he had a few years ago with Swedish House Mafia. Well, he had a solo hit in Europe a year or two after that called Anywhere For You, and there's a line in the song that says, never doubt what you're made of. There's a hero in everyone. There's a hero in everyone. So even something as simple as helping an old lady in your neighborhood move a refrigerator, or holding the door open for a person in a wheelchair, or holding a cane, or, you know, any simple random act of kindness like that, it can do more good than you would ever imagine and lead to a positive cycle of events. And, you know, God knows we can use all that we can get right now. So anyway, thanks for listening to my monologue there. I will now sign off there. I guess there's no way to transition out of that one, but thank you so much for joining me as always. So once again, your final score here tonight, Avon 35, Westfield 7. And I cordially invite you to tune in to audiosportsonline.com this Friday at 6:45 as your Avon Orioles return to action and visit the Zionsville Eagles. And until we meet again for audiosportsonline.com, this is Lec Zorn saying good night and go Orioles.